didn't know if Lions was in the church or the one on the hill, and they didn't know who to look out that got knocked.
Yeah.
Because like there were so many people shooting, and they just couldn't tell because until they got knocked by Wildcard, which was way later, and they have been seen.
Texas there, that's your style of play, right, Larsen?
That's
sit back,
literally
relax.
me when I sit in the vents.
It is so
But
many
also,
times. Get your glasses on, your shades are on, you're sat ready to go.
Another thing I want to bring up is the reason why we have so many games is 6 games, 8 games is not necessarily enough to determine the best team, so that we see Na'Vi, Knights, Liquid. We have plenty more games to go.
We do have plenty more games to go.
I'm sure we'll see them come back.
And it was interesting, just talking to James out the back there, obviously, if you look at the situation, you saw Frozen going through it and taking it through on the screen there. They were literally next door to Lions. They were next door to that compound where the circle finished. But you as an in-game leader, you have to make these decisions, right? At the time, it was a big southern swing.
Yeah.
And you would have left yourself on the northern edge of the circle. So I guess the rotation was the right choice, but as it was the wrong choice. And it's so hard as an in-game leader to make these calls.
One thing that I want to say is sometimes you make the right direction or the right choice, but it just doesn't work out in that game. So if they do that same rotation in the next game, it might work out fantastic for them. But sometimes the wrong thing might still be the right choice.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say, right? Sure.
And you can't
in hindsight, you know.
yourself, right?
No. In hindsight, you can say, yeah, no, they should have stayed, but everything changes up, and I just want to say that you have to take that choice sometimes, and you can't be like down after it, because the next game it's not going to be the same. So you just have to go with it.
It's always a chance. It's always a chance, no matter what you do, and you can't second guess yourself. And you look at this, obviously they were sat backstage watching the breakdown, and like, yeah, I know, we were right next to them. We could have been top 3 easily. As it was, they were getting shot at, but they were right next to Lions. Pretty much where Ghost and Penta actually got killed, if you remember that in last game. But here we go. It is a deep southern plain. That is going to cause a lot of problems for anyone who wants to go San Martin and above. So you guys, good job you're not here, because you'd be in trouble in this plane right now.
I mean, we had only these planes from and you can still long shoot to San Martin. So it's not the biggest issue, but for the teams that loot the northeastern side, that's going to be a big setback unless the circle ends up over there.
And now we know that a lot of the North American teams will actually adjust based on this plane. So we could see a couple of changes. As it is, I can see set to destroy Kumisera, Na'Vi going down to Val del Mar. So standard stuff from those guys. Looking to the north, Team Gates and Wildcard floating past El Pozo. Looking here, you can see Picardo. Are we going to see the Lions? They went for the split loot strategy last time, as did Sangal around Power Grid. And they're doing the same again, because Sangal, if you remember, they got one of the 9 plays down early.
No, they got one of the... No, Sankel didn't kill anyone.
Lions
they killed
one, yep.
Drayden from Knights.
That's it, yeah.
And Sankel avoided the fight entirely.
Somehow.
But I don't think Sankel, they seem like a team that only want to play on the edge. They don't care too much.
La Benedita is got Vitality and Nova floating bow. Los
They're
Leones,
going to Minas.
Moonwolf and M19, plenty of space. In Los Leones for 2 teams, you can have about 3 or 4 in there, and it's perfectly okay. Penta actually ended up down on the south, Ghost down on the Puerto Payaso, same as normal for them. Obviously not too many teams going north. Wildcard have in the end decided to drop and go north of El Pozo. Sangal here you can see looting in and around the edges. FaZe Clan in Monte Nuevo. So everybody fairly safe. The circle is going to come in. It is actually centering around the spot you're looking at. Well, not quite this spot, but over towards the power grid is pretty much the central spot, I would say, where the Knights are right now.
In this circle, there's so many high grounds. I expect to see every single hill be occupied by a team. And that also makes it for really hard rotation when you have to cross these big alleys to get into the center.
Wildcard blasting up north. They're actually going to La Cabrera. As we mentioned, it was a southern plane. It kind of went across the M-axis, if you want to use the grid marking, which I don't think really anyone uses in game, do you? You never use the grid.
We're
in M3 right now, moving into M2. Yeah, I don't think we've ever used that.
I didn't even know there were letters.
Did you not?
I've never looked at it. No.
I guess you're never really looking at the map, right, in game. Once you just know the lay of the land.
The only game, I don't know if you know a game called Squad. It's the only game I've ever used a grid.
I guess that makes sense, because that's like the... You're in a small squad, and there's like it's
and nothing really
defense,
has names, so you can only call out the coordinates on the map.
The grid marking, the coordinates. But moving on. I don't think really clashes with as a rival to PUBG, so I think we're okay on that one. Liquid in Picado, of course, being untouched. The beauty of Picado in this map, it's basically the Pachinki of Miramar, right? It's the central spot, and you can generally, whatever the flight path, get there quick and rotate fast.
Yes,
and
it's
that's
really
what works
fast
out
to
for them.
loot. It's central. It's always in the plane path, and unlike Pachinki, Picado has so many vehicle spawns. You're never going to be short on vehicles when you go to Picado.
Yeah, you can go out north, south, east, west, go whichever direction you want. Interested to see where they do go, actually. You were talking about the hillsides. Obviously, a number of spots that they could post. They're going to have a pretty decent choice. They know that Lions are near them. They know that Knights are north of them, and they're pretty aware that probably Sangal's up there, or at least somebody is up there with them. Dignitas, so we can see they're actually have been in and around San Martin as it is. It's just literally Gustav in San Martin, the rest of the team making their way over. So that may be based off the loot. I'm trying to think there. I'm pretty sure they were further north in Cruiser del Val last time.
No, Dignitas, they've always been looting around Hacienda, and since they have San Martin clear, they just have one guy looting it.
Right.
But Dignitas is a team that enjoys looting for a long, long time.
Because Hacienda's had a lot of changes, right?
Hacienda has no change, but there are a few compounds around. Not really, no.
I thought the loot had been spread a little wider.
Not around Hacienda.
I feel like
they got a few more buildings at the compounds around them, so you see where in Civil is or Adam. Which is just off to the west side. There's a little bit more loot than there was in the first edition.
Yeah, Gustav was definitely saying it's changed. He was telling me, he was like, no, you can't have that many people go there anymore.
Oh, okay, I don't know if it's actual loot spawns, but the buildings itself haven't been removed, I think.
No, there's been more added, which has expanded the loot, I believe. Expanded the loot out overall. So, I believe. I don't know. This is if a pro player tells me that, I believe it, Larsen. That's how it's out. If you guys tell me something, I will believe it.
Legendary hasn't been changed in like any of the recent
You've been
patches,
muted, mate. I don't know why. How's about that? Try speaking now.
Am I muted now?
There we go. No, you're all right now.
So have I been muted the entire time, or just now?
No, just then.
Now.
Just then. We're gonna blame Nicholas.
so if I click,
no. Yeah, you mute. It's backwards. It's all good. We can mute you with the light off and unmute you with the light on.
Very good.
Anyway, M249 dropping down there, decent overall. And
very few players actually like the weapon.
Yeah.
Besides Gaxi, he loves it.
He
just said, I don't have to reload. I can keep running in people, and this is amazing. I love this gun. Not a lot of people think the same way as Gaxi. That's why he's so beautiful.
Wow, look how deep Haxetti's gone out of Montenovo. He's gone really far down south. That's risky down to Valle del Mar, basically almost keeping an eye on where Navi are coming up towards them. Team Gates, they took a big swing. They're coming down from El Pozo. They're down up towards the north side of Montenovo. We see Navi are making their way north, so Haxetti, if he'd have stuck around any longer, he would have them running towards them. 4 angry Russians working their way in, as opposed to 4 angry men who are the Chinese team. Team Gates taking shots on towards Sangal. Sangal already lost 1. They don't want to lose another yet, as FaZe Clan continue to move closer.
Kalimdor almost gets taken down.
Oh, as does get taken down.
And his teammates, they're relatively close. You should be able to save him.
I'm
just going to get around the corner.
The thing is that if you look to the left-hand side where he's crawling right now, FaZe Clan are up on that hill. They're coming towards them.
I thought he was going to be able to crawl away. Good shots by Team Gates. That's not easy to hit. It's
long range, yeah.
It looks like it's 700-800 meters almost.
Yeah, so it's almost the full grid. Look, you can see it's the full size zoomed out grid as well. That's
as we saw the player respected. He has the Mini. That is the perfect gun for long range fights, because it's the only gun that has the tracer round, so you can actually see where your bullets are hitting, and it's just way easier to shoot at long range than all the assault rifles.
Well, Lions, second place in the last matchup, have FaZe Clan down below. They've chose to go for the hillsides. You were talking about this at the start. There is a lot of hill points, just peaks and troughs where teams can hide their vehicles in and stay safe. Everybody's slowly moving central.
I don't want to talk too much about these teams, because I'm just saying the plane was perfect for them. The circle is really good for them. Why are they 4 guys in the same compound? They should definitely be splitting now, I think.
Go for a 2-2 split?
They should go for a 2-2 split. Take some more ground. I just feel like you get in such a good spot if you can take more ground in the early game. And under these circumstances where the circle is good for them and the plane, it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Well, they stuck as a 4 in the last game, and it kind of worked out for them. We'll see whether they can do it again. Everybody moves down south. And most people with inside the circle, Ghost and Nova and Wildcard all on the edges right now, creeping their way in. Penta coming in from the south, just as they did previously. Set to Destroy and Navi actually very close to one another. You can see Pokémolodoy taking the shots, having a little peek across there. He sees the vehicles going across there, so Figanaldo and Rift in the distance. He's got the rest of his team here as well. So this time, Navi, I believe, yeah, they have got vehicles backing them up. They're not completely coming on foot this time.
And I like the choice, but they... what I like to do in this position, the Navis, and they can see most of the circle, right? They should be able to see deeper into the circle. Hey, there's no vehicles, there's nobody picking this compound. Let's take some more ground.
Let's move closer. So it's literally a case of working when you know your back's clear, you know you're safe from behind, just keep working in,
so you keep working in, and then you actually can save the vehicles at those compounds.
And if you look at the position, obviously, if the circle were to contract and go basically central right now, they would be still inside the circle. I think
and you see Pokémolodoy moving down, so he's actually doing exactly what I just said. I like to see that.
Lions are taking shots on him, but there is a compound he's going to reach to Pokémolodoy, so he should be safe. He's going to stop just about there, set to destroy, drawing shots. And I like the way they're doing it. They're going down one at a time. They have all 4 vehicles, so they're safe to make their way down. It should be relatively safe, barring a pretty lucky shot. I think it's safe to say, moving at that speed down the hills. And now it actually gives a problem to set to destroy, because they have to now move through Navi if they want to come down the hill, which is, I guess, what they're aiming at in the first place, right?
Yeah. This is what I mean. When you're staying at the edge of the circle, I think it's good to take ground.
Looking towards the south, and Penta and Ghost also moving in, by the way. They're all slowly coming through. Remember, we had Penta and M19, I believe. No, tell a lie. It was Moonwolf and M19 that was split in Los Leones, right? Moonwolf have already got themselves close. They're very close to Vitality. Set to Destroy, who we're watching here, obviously, is still... These guys were in Kumisera. Navi were down in Val del Mar, making their way through. Here's Profi making his way across. M19. A couple of shots from them in the back, but they're safe so far. M19 have to be careful right now. A lot of third-party opportunities. They've got Penta to their left, which Batalan is basically keeping his eye on. And, of course, Ghost up towards the top of them. FaZe Clan also trading blows with Navi. They were, of course, in that warehouse area, so Navi are pushing in. And everybody very much safe now in the circle. So while we have a little time to talk about the teams, I don't think there's going to be too many knocks here. Let's talk about the teams in general. Let's talk about coming into this one. Obviously, quite a few changes between some of them. Let's talk about the whole Liquid situation. You know, they just got 16th, so a bit of pressure on them. They've gone for the 2-2 split, which is fine. It's a standard Liquid setup. But Scoom's playing here after making the announcement. Clearly, contractual talks have happened, and it doesn't look like it's getting renewed for him. How does that affect the team dynamic now coming into a tournament?
I mean, it sounds like Scoom took it like a complete gentleman. He said he's going to do his best, and he wants like all the best for the team. And I mean, I can only talk about it like this. I was at the very beginning of the game. I was in a team with FaZe, Ibiza, and a guy called Leighton. And Ibiza, he's a pretty good player. And the same with FaZe, but the 3 of us in the same team didn't really work out that well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I want to say the same. Scoom is a really good player, right? But maybe it just doesn't work out as well as they think they could with another 4th guy. And Liquid, they've been getting a lot of second places. They've been so close to the win. And second place is good and all that, but if you're so close to take place in the victory, and they see that, well, the 3 of us were working like a unit, and everything is smooth, but Scoom is just a little bit off, that's why they probably want to change him out. And I mean, of course it's going to start, I want to say drama and confliction, but I think they're okay for now. And I think Scoom is handling it well. But
he's definitely handled it very well in the public perspective. I wonder how it is behind doors. The circle just updating there. What I wonder is, you know, how it's got to feel deep down, because at the end of the day, you think of Team Liquid right now, it was Scoom's team. Scoom was captain. He pulled in the players. He was the last man standing of the original Team Liquid, and he was the guy that sort of put the team together. And now they've effectively revolted against him. It's got to hurt, no doubt about it. But let's talk about the game itself. They are actually on a bit of a weird rotating. M19 have moved into Picado, and Liquid are moving out. They are going up towards the north. The question is, will they get out there? We're seeing full blast there. Oh, is that the tire of Scoom? No, we think he's still all right. He's managed to survive there. I think he may have just lost the back tire, but I think he looks like he's all right. Should be able to get off in the distance.
And I mean, this is what it's classic Liquid. At hard shift, they go to the edge and they go around to the far side of the shift.
Going all the way around as well.
So they're doing exactly what they did the last game, and that's also what I wanted to point out. Just because it doesn't work in one game, then it can still be the right call for the next 10 games. So I'm happy that they're sticking to, you know, what they know.
This is going to be risky. Oh, they've got themselves out right in Battleland's line of fire from Picardo. Should try and land a couple of shots. You can see there's a couple more shots coming from the side. M19, obviously he's in a raised position. The rest of his teammates, Constantine, doesn't have a great view there. Needs to get up higher on the ground. Example will take a couple of shots. Oh, kickstart. That's not good. Don't really know what he's done. Oh, my God. Well, winner, winner, chicken dinner in game number 1. Not so good game number 2.
I mean, we can see in the map that he drove past Team Gates.
Yeah, yeah.
So he obviously got shot, and then he must have hit something.
Yeah, and flipped it and exploded and actually gone down. Profi has been knocked by Edekor's Moonwolf. It's getting very clustered, I've got to be honest, on that hillside. You've got the Knights up here. They've got Ghost below them. Lions moving up behind them. Vitality are the ones they're shooting at right now. This is a very, very busy area. Sort of central position. So if you look at Liquid's point of view, going out wide is absolutely the right choice right now because it's getting very clustered on this hillside.
And Profi got finished off. So our 4th place team gets second out early. So 5th, 6th, sorry.
They were 5th, yeah, they were 5th, but they got 10 kills. So I think he put them in 3rd place on points overall. You see Wildcard in the distance there. Team Gates taking yet more shots on them. They're forced to go very far south. FaZe, by the way, stayed on the hillside. They actually haven't moved. They chose to stay edge instead of trying to move in, which is obviously what we see Ghost and Co. Because if you think where Ghost start, they're Porto Pariaso. They've made a really big run through a lot of teams to get to this position.
But this is classic FaZe. I don't think you see them take too many risks in rotations, so the circle goes really far away from them. And like, we have this many games, so you need to stay consistent. And not losing people early definitely helps you be more consistent. But I can't tell if they save vehicles or not, because if this goes to the east and they have to cross over, it's going to be trouble. So I don't know.
Yeah, because they
leaving the vehicles behind this early is a big struggle for me in Miramar.
They were in the warehouse, which you can see is the big building just slightly west of them. Whether they've pulled the vehicles on the hill.
They could definitely keep vehicles.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say.
Well, we can see that Knights, Lions, Ghost all trading blows. Vitality creeping on the hill. Picardo occupied by M19. Moonwolf spread 2-2 split. Dignitas 2-2 split either side of the hillside. That's a big wide split they've gone for. Wildcard, oh no, they're trying to pull in, and Penta this time have now come straight into their crosshairs. Sharp shot down, kickstart already out. And well, you can see in open season for Brexico there to take a couple of pot shots. It is not looking good for the team that just won the last matchup. As so often actually happens, you know, you see you get yourself first place, go out in 16th next, and you just sort of question, is like, what did we do? What did we do wrong?
They're down to Pride only.
And Pride, well, he's just about on the edge of the circle. Hacksteady having a peek at what was going on. So, circle update. Where are we going to go with this one? Will we central? Will we swing? It is going to be, well, relatively central. Liquid's rotation suddenly looking to be a very clever one. Now, they've got to be careful.
They scouted Graveyard because it's been clear this entire time. I was looking at it.
They're looking to go straight towards Wookie Bookie. Okay, there's the shots maybe coming across. Beats has seen Wookie Bookie out there. Yeah, and that's give the information that they needed. So are they going to try and set up a bit of a vehicle compound here on the rocks? It's a bit low ground to do it. You can see there's obviously changes of mind. Scooms decided to turn back around. I think they're actually going to head back to where Beatzer is. Yes, he is. So they're going for a 2-2, a south-north split Liquid. So Samty's going towards the northern side with Jeems, and Scoom is going back to a Beatzer, it looks like.
Vitality got the Graveyard here. I think it's a really powerful spot. It's very easy to hold, and you can also move away to all the sides.
So Knights are going to be a really great spot. You can see they're getting themselves on this ledge. Now there's a big old road that goes through, the dirt road that will go through, and they did keep vehicles. FaZe Clan, by the way, also kept vehicles. They're making their way across. Now the problem was, you think there was Knights, there was Ghosts, there was Lions. They were all kind of stacked on top of each other. They're kind of squeezing in towards the same hillside. We can see them there, just in the distance. Ghosts coming up behind them. You can see them on your screen. There's Sangal losing a player. Fuzzface finds Lions. These guys all trying to squeeze in behind. Fuzzface and FaZe have had a clean shot. This is the problem when you're on this hillside. You're either silhouetting on the top, or you go left or right side of the hill. Now, you've got one team to your left, one team to your right. You've got nowhere to go.
I mean, it's hard to say, but sometimes you can just scout something that's clear, and then you move there, and then you look from there and then move on. Sometimes you can't just go all the way, and you just have to take baby steps, basically.
Well, baby steps. Look at Nova. Big rotate from them. It could work out, but they are going to come in close to Samti as they work their way through. M19, they were in Picado, remember. They've taken a big southern swing along with Penta, and it's actually pretty congested there. They're coming in towards, in between, basically set to destroy and Moonwolf into Graveyard, where Vitality, who were on the southern edge of the hill, right next to Ninth, they've decided to go over to Graveyard. M19 pushing in on Graveyard as well. They're getting lit up from multiple angles. Nova coming in on towards Samti as well in the distance there. You can see Wookie Bookie's got a little peek on Jeems. Samti does get Purdy down. That's Nova moving into him. He gets the kill as well. And Samti, all alone, forces Nova to go north of him and pushes them away from that compound.
Yeah, I was a little bit afraid for Liquid being split if Nova crashed there, but Samti alone manages to scare them off.
Oh, Wookie Bookie landed the shot there onto Jeems in the distance. You can see his health taken very much down there. Taking the smallest of peaks. Sangal losing another. That's Team Gates actually coming in behind them. And that's Sangal now eliminated in 16th place. So they are the first team to go out and gain number 2. Look at that in the minimap. You can just see drifting by the Penta tag. They decided to go all the way around the edge of Minas Generales and coming in actually sort of right next to Liquid. We see Beatzer. He's taking a couple of shots off to the side. He's going to see what's going on. Voxic, he's got a clean angle on FaZe Clan as they move up on the hill the opposite side. Voxic, oh, that Kana initiate, if it lands, could put them in real trouble. But it looks like they're just managing to run by.
This is kind of dangerous what Knights are doing. They're trying to be really split here and they're pushing up with just 2 guys. At the meantime, we see Liquid putting shots down to Penta. And if Samti manages to scare them up again, they're going to dive straight into Nova here.
Oh, Penta's going to pull up behind the rocks. That's Brexico. He's got out. That's leave Samti alone. Now he's got a nade. Could line this up. You can see Brexico's health. He's going for the health. It doesn't matter. Scoom comes in. The nade should finish the job. And no, it was stolen by Nova. Samti gets Chronic, so he's going to get himself a second knock in there. Liquid looking like they're in a good position this time around as Penta, who did very well in the last game with, I believe, 10 kills overall, are getting picked apart by Scoom on the hill.
And I like what you see Liquid is doing here. Even though James was centering the circle, he drives over to help him. And they killed already 3 of the Penta guys. There's just one. They killed 2. Now they killed the 3rd. They know there's only one left, so all they have to do here is play together, kill the last guy, and then they can move it forward into the late game.
But they do need to move. The circle is updated. Nova are blasting their way in, and they've actually gone where Jeems was. So they've kind of been leapfrogged effectively. Samti keeping his eye. Chronix was down on the side there. Udima fire as well. It is Kane, the last man standing for Penta.
The reinforcements is coming now, as I was talking about. They have 3 players and Scoom is driving in.
CeeLo somehow getting himself knocked in San Martin on the blue there. Smithy gets picked off. That's Navi. Navi took a big rotate, by the way. We're keeping our eye on them. They're actually over in Hacienda. They've took a massive rotate. There's Penta going out in 15th place. Liquid picking up all 4 of those kills. Tell Nova stole 1, didn't they?
The one thing we see here is set to destroy X. They could play a big factor for Liquid. If they can stay up on the hill, and Liquid think it's so clear, they can do a lot of harm to Liquid.
Circle update does cause problems. Dignitas in a very good position right now in that central compound. We've seen them there for a long time. Remember, they went for the 2-2 split. They had to the other side of the mountains that we see Balak trying to make his way down. Look how many shots are coming in towards him. It's Drainus in the end that will pick it up from a very long way away. That is a long-range shot from Drainus to manage to get the knock there. He doesn't manage to secure it, though. Wookie Bookie will do that from Dignitas. FaZe Clan's move actually has worked out well for them. Gemsy's keeping Team Gates away from them. Team Gates are kind of surrounding them at the moment. It's a tricky situation with Knights also pushing on the hill. Wildcard have kept the 2 alive. They did get the revive in, but they've kept themselves in a tricky spot. M19 and Vitality sharing the graveyard. They're about to get busy. You can see the Moonwolf guys coming up behind them and the Lions as well working their way towards it. There's Nova moving forward. We were looking for that M249. There it is. Adam's got it in hand.
I'm not sure I agree with the 4x 249. It's actually okay if you're crouched, but you see the positions and he's not able to crouch.
Oh no, that was Lions blasted on a blast on by. Axetti, Team Gates, that's going to be the knock and the kill confirmed. That's going to be Mortify picked off. FaZe Clan getting themselves there. I believe second kill. Exco actually moving on them. Mossy trying to stay low. Don't think they're going to engage too much. Lions and Ghost very close to one another. Here's M19. They moved on. They did have Moonwolf come up towards them, and now they can see they're taking the shots on them. Set to destroy have leapfrogged around, by the way, as well. Scoom knocked by Navi. That is Uber. They've got themselves in that Hacienda spot, and that's going to be Scoom dead. Is he going to get covered? No, Ibby, no. I thought he was going to stop in front, but instead He's gone on by. I think he may have just got safe.
Looks like it.
This is risky.
He began the smoke down. But it might be hard for him to get out again.
Yeah, Uber,
that's a big risk you take sometimes when you go for a res.
Just a little off to the side there, Uber.
I'm also kind of interested. If you look at the map, why are they so split up? Surely towards the state of the game, it's better to stay together. At least 2 and 2, if not all 4 players.
And the ditches like that as well, you got to assume it. But Moonwolf just took a knock there. Andy moving in. They're going to try and push on that one. They got the knock onto M19. They're in the graveyard, so it's a tricky spot to push. You can see a lot of shots being traded left, right, and center. Everybody trying to reposition and find themselves a home on the edge of the circle. Knights still keeping on that edge of the hillside, along with FaZe Clan. The circle contracts. It goes Dignitas' way. Na'Vi in Hacienda also within there. It does mean FaZe Clan need to move down the hill. Knights need to move in. And actually, just about everybody. Look towards where, for example, where Nova and Liquid are. That's pretty open ground. To the south, pretty open ground. This is a really tricky spot for a lot of teams.
If FaZe Clan gets one more circle, they're going to be in prime spot of the circle.
Oh, Moonwolf O'Connell. This is the 2 boys from Wildcard. Oh, the nade just falls short, goes outside. Tumay gets away from that one. Haxedi actually has been eliminated by Texas while that was been happening. There's the nade. He gets Pride down, and that leaves Tumay, the last man standing for Wildcard. Did just get tagged up, didn't see who by. It's Moonwolf. They've stole it. That's Wildcard going down, and they are going to go out in, I think they're in 13th place because I just saw Team Gates lose one as well. Ghost also eliminated at, I think, 14th overall. Either way, everybody's going to make the way in. FaZe Clan down to 3, and Knights are pushing.
That's a scary position to be in.
And you can see they've actually pushed down.
And FaZe is getting third party by Na'Vi and I think Liquid.
Kramer coming straight up over the side there. Lions actually getting Voxic in the back as they try and make this move onto the Knights. The Lions take advantage of it. Genti smashing out the shots and landing it. That's Sonics in the distance, not the Knights man he was after. Sonics is actually the man that got the knock onto Voxic, so he was almost the savior for them.
If you look at this, FaZe moved out of the circle and now Knights in the circle, so they kind of have to retake it a little bit. And it's not going to be easy because Na'Vi has been shooting towards the Shadowburn Knights side.
Drayden taken down by Na'Vi. He's getting involved, and that's what we were talking about. Like this scary hill proposition. They have to go over the side. They're looking at maybe taking a bike. You can see Gempty got 2 of them on the bike. Knights actually went ahead of them. Look at Texas. Yeah. You can see Drayden. Drayden trying to come up on the crate. Surely going to get the one in the back. Can he get the second? No. Gets himself around the side there. Drayden down to absolutely nothing as Fuzzface lights him up. If Pizza gets involved, Drayden gets taken down. It's Uber that was still the kill away. The nade from Texas. Is it going to be on point? Fuzzface trying to pop a smoke out and support Mexi as close as he can. Texas the last man standing right now. Down by that vehicle. He's being lit up. Doesn't know where from. He's got absolutely no health left. Gempty gets knocked. Mexi gets knocked by Dignitas and the Lions. And suddenly FaZe are down to 1. Fuzzface, as he tries to eliminate Texas, he will get him with the nade. But will he get his team back alive? No. Gempty gets taken down by Smithy. And I believe Fuzzface is left all alone.
Yes. And look at that side of the map. There was 3 teams, and now it's just down to Fuzz.
So much third party, and that's really what it's become. Look at Set to Destroy down south. Rift coming up behind, Set to Destroy. He's going to get himself knocked and killed. M19 will eliminate here. Figinaldo just ahead of them. He's trying to do what he can. Liquid have actually clustered back together. They've still got the 4 alive in that ditch there. And the circle, it goes to Dignitas. Now everybody needs to make the way down. Fuzzface can still creep on down. Actually, the little shack that's by him, he can get inside that and be safe. Kills left, right, and center. M19 just get eliminated in a split second. Set to Destroy went down just before them. Now, Dignitas, who've been taking shots freely on everyone, have to be aware of Vitality creeping up behind them. Liquid have a really tough proposition. They have Na'Vi to the north, Dignitas to the south, and it's open ground between them.
What I want to see here is Fuzzface get into the shack, but Na'Vi's play here is actually to go and take the hill. They're 4-man strong. They know how many people died up on the hill. So you see Upa already making its way towards the edge. This is actually going to be really hard for Fuzz.
Oh no, Fuzz gets spotted. Tries to come out between the rock. Can't get around there. Doesn't really trust his proposition. Tries to return a bit of fire, actually. Why not? You're the last man standing, but he's got to go for it. Jazza gets knocked by Wookie Bookie as Vitality tried to creep up the other side of the hillside. Monkey having a peek. That's a good old shot onto Wookie Bookie. He has to duck in quickly. Yannick eliminated by Wookie Bookie, and he was the man that was taking the shots. Look at Mossy. He's basically lying on top of Navi. As soon as they come over the roadside, it's going to be easy to spot. But actually, May catched him in the back. You can see all the smoke going down. Mossy's going to see this. Oh, Uber's getting ripped apart. It's Samty. The cross shot coming in. That's going to be a revenge, though. Quickly, Scoom will take Mossy down. Team Gates going out 8th place. Dranis gets the shot on towards Ibiza. Back and forth, they trade. That didn't give Fuzzface the chance to try and take a couple of shots himself. Dignitas sitting in a fantastic spot. Remember, Nova, they're hearing the shots from Liquid. They are right by Liquid as well.
I'm surprised.
Pokemon, he's going for it. He's going to blast in. He gets himself behind the rock. Question is he safe? Fuzzface has moved down to the shack. He took the opportunity while Navi were pressured to get himself in that safe spot. Look at Vitality. Yannick tries to crash straight in, and Civil hops out and hops back in, does the job, gets himself the damage. It is going to be a kill taken away from him, though. Instead, Jeems, getting hold of Shade. Shade getting picked off. Liquid moving in. Nova right on top of them as well in the smoke there. You can see Scoom just lighting up the smoke, trying to see what he can hit. Navi down to 1 in the meantime in the distance. Jeems with a nade. Who else would land the nade kill? Getting himself Lost HD down. Uber gets knocked, and Pokemolodoy, the last man that got himself in the circle, now has 4 members of Liquid moving towards him. Nova, of course, look at Smitty. He's got one right on top of him. Tries to take the shots of Jeems. Didn't manage to land the shot. Tries to swing around. Jeems has no idea where it came from. He's got no helmet, no vest, no nothing. Just got himself a gun and a hope as Scoom gets another knock on towards Uber. Jeems making a mad dash for it. He gets through, and would you believe it, Scoom to the rescue. Samty gets Pokemolodoy down. Navi will go down in 7th place. But none of these are still inside. Now Liquid all in the circle. Nova eliminated in 6th. And Liquid, without Jeems, have themselves a really good position here. Dignitas, they have the circle. They have the advantage. They can move in. And Fuzzface, let's not forget him up on the ridge here. He's in all sorts of trouble, though.
Also our number 2 team from last game, Lions, they've managed to snake their way in the way of Chris. He's been unnoticed this entire time, and the circle actually went towards him again.
Fuzzface on the move. He's heading south. He's realized he can get himself in a decent position. He's got to be careful. Liquid making the move on the hillside now. Jeems is separated, so Scoom and Samty up close on the rocks. They're trying to work their way in. Vitality, basically, they have to make this sort of wild rush. Look at Uncivil's trying to... Basically what he's doing is trying to bait shots, right? Trying to bait people in, taking a couple of shots. Come and look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm taking shots the other side. Peek out.
That is a thing you can do, but at least experienced players, they don't pay attention to just gunshots.
Yeah.
We wait to see till, let's say, Dignitas knocks one of Vitality, Vitality knocks one of Dignitas, and then you hear all those gunshots. That's when you want to make him play.
So look at the position. You got Crystal behind that rock. We just saw Dignitas player staring straight at it, so he knows there. Fuzzface on the move. He's got to move. Chris was staring straight at Fuzzface. Shots towards Liquid. Crossfire position for the 5 there. There's Fuzzface taking shots. He's trading blows with Chris right now. Off on the side here. Now Liquid are going to be hearing this. Dignitas might get distracted by it. Bear in mind, Vitality are still right behind them. The Blues on the back. Vitality have to move. Fuzzface has to move. Liquid are on the move. Chris takes the shots. He gets Fuzzface down. Faceland go down in 5th place. Lions makes the move. He's into all sorts of trouble. Gets opened up. He'll go down in 4th place. Dignitas gets Vitality. Vitality go down in 3rd place. And suddenly it's Liquid versus Dignitas. Wookie Bookie getting all the kills. He gets the knock on Jeems as well. Adam will secure that. Gustav gets the kill. And it's Scoom and Samty versus 4 members of Dignitas.
Dignitas has to lead this comeback. There's no way they're still going to be in.
M249 lights up Scoom. He gets himself down low, heals up. Samty's up on high. Can he do the big push here? The Finn with the tree has to pop out. Wookie Bookie with the nade going towards Scoom. He's gone to the right. He should be okay there. His golf angles are not quite on. Trades a shot. Scoom tosses out the nade. He's going to get pushed right up close. Gustav about to come up and over the hill. Gets around the side, gets himself an angle on one. Gets the damage down, but it can't be enough. Dignitas will take the chicken dinner. Liquid go down in 2nd place. And it's a big win for the team that held the compound for a very long time. Dignitas, they got themselves a mountain of kills as well.
Yeah, I want to know how many knocks Dignitas had in that game. Because right before, I think one of the latest shifts, they only had 4 kills. But they've been lighting up the kill feed this game. And I'm extremely happy with the way they pushed out towards the end. When they knew there was 4 versus 2, you saw them straight away leave the compound. They didn't take their time. They knew. They had the numbers, and they just pushed it, and they played it well. 11
kills for Dignitas. Liquid themselves with 10 kills as well in 2nd place. So decent position for the top two teams. You got to think of Liquid's push. You know, we were talking about the rotations, obviously, from game number 1. Think of the rotations this time. They left Picardo, took a big old swing around towards the northern side of Graveyard, and it worked out for them this time.
They said in pre-game. Just because it doesn't work in one game, it might work in the other 9. And I'm really happy they stick with what they usually do, and then it works out in this game.
And they took down Penta, they took down Na'Vi in the crossfire, they took down Nova on the push through. So while Dignitas basically had the compound for a long time, they went for the 2-2 split, and they decided, okay, this is the compound we're going to trust and rely on. They were in trouble if it didn't go that way, because they would have had to push out. We saw how risky it was for every other team. But it worked out for them. Liquid, of course, had to make this heroic push, got themselves a second place finish. FaZe, while they didn't get any kills, really, I mean, probably maybe 2 or 3 in there, got themselves a 4th and 5th place finish now. So this is the first day jitters that we've been seeing from them, maybe being eliminated. While it's not lighting up the scoreboard, the placement is still there.
That's good. I mean, I've said this a few times now. It's 18 games. And if you stay consistent, you're going to get 1 or 2 wins, and then you're up there.
And think of very important. The Knights engaging in them, it looked so good for them, but they were shot in the back, they were shot from the left, they were shot from the right. All they wanted to do was fight FaZe Clan, a square fight, that's all they wanted to be. Guys, let's get over to the desk and take us through how that epic action played out.